Alright, so then we have our hero character that's a human female, and then our party's going to be another female human, a baby dragon, and a robot. Story for this game is primarily about going on a treasure hunt and looking for my dad. He's also on a treasure hunt. Steel G. Hey, Tempest. Good luck. Thanks to the raid, Yosef Hetlani. Hope your stream went well. It's going to take a few runs to get used to, too, is just the rhythm for the conversations, too, because a lot of the dialogue has kind of natural breaks in it where I have to release and repress the button. Failing to run away is a source of randomness in the very early parts of the run. My robot's agility stat isn't too high yet. Hey, Tadaro. I didn't play this particular FFL game as a kid, but I played the third one and have a lot of fond memories of playing it on family road trips. So I was actually supposed to do fire on it. Oh well, it still died. So in this route, I actually don't go into that town. I've seen some other runs that do to buy some weapons, but I don't do that. Hey, Bento Box, welcome in. As I recall, the route that starts with an Esper instead of a human buys a bunch of bows there in order to try to get some extra agility for the robot to make up for not having the rapiers from the human characters. knowing where the ends of text boxes are so I don't double talk or double examine is going to take some practice too. Feels like it's been many a year since I've actually seen somebody do glitched runs of this game. Like I saw Baku Zero, who's the Japanese record holder, do some poison glitch runs, which is like an 8-minute run a few years ago. But before that, pretty much all I'd ever seen was Poxnor doing about a 35-minute or so glitch run. Try and run. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the poison glitch run then. If it basically just went through this dungeon and then in the start of the next, kind of halfway through the next one, the game ended. Oop. With the mage. Estimate's about 2.5 hours. A really good time would be sub 140, but for first timed run, I'm shooting for around 230. Best it. Yeah, the monster artwork is pretty good. Is really good. I like how trippy some of it is too, like the lizards with the spiral eyes. Hey, Profane Gaming, I will do my best. Sweet. Thanks, Glitchless. So A dying now means I'm effectively guaranteed to run on the next turn, because if you have a slot that either has a dead or absent character in it, i.e. if you don't have a fifth party member, then that slot is treated like it has 100 agility and you're effectively guaranteed to run. Hey Terima, thank you very much, sir. We'll definitely hit you up. Hey Tonic, thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm just going with the human monster robot route, just mostly because that looked like it had the kind of easiest learning curve to it. Taking some better notes on the map navigation for this place. How's this aged compared to early FF games? Well, probably the biggest thing about this game that I would say has not aged too well is just the fact that there's a lot of important mechanics in the game, like the monster evolution system and what a lot of the stats do, that you're just never really going to figure out playing the game blind. You know, a really common place to get stuck is Venus, since you never really kind of get how to get strong within the battle system, then you're likely just going to get stuck on Venus about the halfway point of the game. But outside that, I'd say the Final Fantasy Legend games hold up pretty well. Especially for the first two games, if you don't really have a problem with using FAQs to help with some of the more kind of obtuse things about the game, then I think they're fun playthroughs, and none of them really outstay their welcome either. Thanks, the Hangry Canuck. Okay, so I actually need to. Okay, so what? There's a collection of the FFL games coming out on the Switch, I think in December. It was announced recently, but it's not out yet. So watch for the second cactus. East. I don't have a Switch, so I'm not personally planning to get it, but I'm always really hyped to hear about cool retro games getting ported to modern platforms. Didn't know this game existed. Well, this is the second game in the Saga RPG series. It was called, the first three of those games are called Final Fantasy Legend. That's when they were released in English in order to boost sales, because there just really weren't many RPG series at the time besides Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. The first Mana game was called Final Fantasy Adventure, but these games were the Saga series. Like if you've heard of like Romancing Saga or Saga Frontier, these are earlier games in the same series. Hey, Ice Spirits. Well, I don't know. I can't really condone bananas, but there may be some sightings of those in about an hour. I was supposed to equip the saber before this fight. That's probably why the robot didn't one-shot it. Call me Mask. It's party time. P-A-R-T-Y, because I gotta. Yeah, the robot is my main damage dealer for pretty much the whole game, just because there's strength and agility-based weapons, and if you stack a lot of agility-based weapons onto a robot, then that just lets you murder enemies and bosses without a whole lot of effort, other than just having the right equipment. Silver shield. Hey, bug under rug. Yeah, like I said a bit ago, I didn't actually play this FFL game as a kid, but I played a ton of the third one. FFL 3 and Link's Awakening were my jams on 8-hour car trips to visit my grandparents in Minnesota when I was a kid. Should be this one. Little sword. Keep pressing B again. In Saga 2 boss theme. Saber. So what I do not want to see on Ashura is him to spam fire, because that can actually kill me. If he doesn't do that, then I should kill him in about 3 turns. Yeah, I'm playing this on a Super Game Boy 2, which is an adapter for a Super Nintendo console that lets you play Game Boy games on hardware. Yeah, agreed, Tonic. Cat Claw is a really solid guide for this particular route for FFL2 Glitchless, and it only took me, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 hours total to kind of convert it into my preferred notes format. Okay, we go back to the Giant's Town. The original Super Game Boy is and the only one that was released in North America. It overclocks games because it runs them at the Super Nintendo frame rate instead of the Game Boy frame rate. But the Super Game Boy 2, which was only released in Japan but works on US SNES consoles as well, which is what I'm playing on, is pretty accurate. Hey, Shantak, evening, sir. Remembering where to go on these intermission segments is going to take some practice. I mean, the good thing about the Super Game Boy 1 is that the speed that it overclocks the game at is pretty consistent. So actually converting the time to match like Super Game Boy 2 or Boy Player is pretty simple. Is that the right place? Like, I got this confused with Apollo's World. Alright, so go up here and talk to Dad. Yeah, the town being in the middle of a forest kind of confused me, but the forest that this town is in is a bit bigger than the one that the town in Ashura's World was. Yeah, I mean, I lucked out in that the FFL game I played as a kid lets you grind just by killing stuff to level up, just because FFL 3 does actually have a experience leveling system. So if you get stuck in that game, you can just grind and then just get through it. But in this game and in the first game, if you never really kind of get the progression system, then going to get stuck eventually. Say yes to this guy for less dialogue. I guess these people are all former giants that decided not to be giants anymore via micronizing. Even though I didn't actually play this game as a kid, I did read a fair bit about it in Nintendo Power. Like, I remember seeing maps like for this place in particular too, and thinking it was kind of neat to have these giant houses in an RPG. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's one thing I like to kind of call the Saga series in general is Final Fantasy II done better. As far as having kind of turn-based JRPGs with quirky, different advancement systems, but where they're still fun to play, unlike FF2, which is just a very, very tedious slog. Oh yeah, that is one thing that disappointed me a bit to hear about the Switch collection coming out in December. That it's just that it's just the original games, and they're not. It wasn't used as an opportunity to finally translate the remakes. It's like FFL 1 had a remake on the Wonder Swan, and then 2 and 3 on the DS. Remakes of 2 and 3 added a bunch of stuff too. Like I know Saga 2 DS has extra phases for the final boss where you actually have to fight Isis's side of Arsenal and then fight them merged together. Hey, you get cooped. Now we go back to the first one. Yeah, they changed the subtitles slightly too, because like the Japanese version of this is Saga 2 Hiho Densetsu, which is Legendary Treasure. It's Goddess of Destiny. Yes version, and then Saga 3 original is Jiku no Hasha, I believe, which is Champion of Time and Space, and then Shadow or Light. Yes. Sell everything except the micro. It is honestly one thing I do kind of like to see in entries in long-running series is subtitles, just to help people that aren't like super. I have to talk to her personally. Yes, we did not sell the Micron. I'm guessing if you do that, you have to go all the way back to the Giants World and get another one. But having subtitles just to help differentiate the games a little more is something I like to see. Like the Mega Man series did that, at least the classic Mega Man series did that for the Rockman versions of the games, but not the Mega Man versions. I take a lot of notes for this area just because it's the only places I really get lost in are the hands and feet. Finger. Oh yeah, I've heard plenty of story from people that did play this in childhood about this place taking hours because of how many fights you get into, and just the fact that you eventually run out of uses for your weapons and magic, and then have to leave and get more. Yes, yeah, agreed, Tonic. Having intravenous terrorists sounds sounds like a recipe for a bad time. See this one? Like these monsters here, I can certainly buy being inside a human body, but having like rhinoceroses and rocks and stuff like that. Well, rocks could maybe be like small kidney stones or stuff like that, but the rhinos and terrorists take a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Yeah, I'd like to keep it family friendly here, please. You know what? You know what? That's actually a pretty solid argument that viruses are effectively terrorists. I mean, worms being inside your intestines is another thing that can happen, and hopefully never will to anybody in chat. All right, so in the feet. It's the far east to splinters, yeah. Yeah, the samurai, though. Yeah, the samurai and the rhinoceroses. We'll just have to say that that Ashura is a very dastardly fellow. Thanks, FFVD Games. Yeah, I mean that is the main lore, really. That these are Ashura's goons that micronized and went into Key's body to try to steal the Magi. Hey, Wells, evening, sir. I mean, this whole thing could also just be an anti-bananas PSA to a couple worlds early. This is your intestines on bananas. Yeah, I mean, just game flow-wise, this is the dungeon for Giant's World, just because every world you visit, for the most part, has a dungeon. Often multiple dungeons, and Giant World didn't really have one of its own. Yeah, maybe having samurai in your blood it happens when you watch a lot of anime and read a lot of manga. Oh, we're getting OP. I feel like kind of the real turning point as far as when the robot becomes a true killing machine is after we get the laser sword in the next world. Or as it's called in the Japanese version, the lightsaber. Okay, so that should be all 6 of them. Yep, we are almost. Oops, we are. Well, I did this last time too, where I thought that was the way to the brain instead of this way, which is where I'm actually supposed to go. Okay, now we've got squids. Again, you eat the wrong kind of sushi, maybe, but onis, that's probably another anime overdose possibility. Okay, I'm glad I safety saved because I forgot to equip the SMG. I'm supposed to just do that immediately after buying it. Okay, and then holding down there lets me skip some dialogue. I did it. Saw the part of the tree out of the corner of my eye and thought that was it's part of the background. Oh, nice, Bill Preston. Yeah, my Game Boy saw the most use on 8-hour car trips to visit my grandparents when I was a kid. It was Final Fantasy Legend 3 and Link's Awakening were the games I rented the most for those trips. Yeah, there's a lot of maps in all 3 games, I think, that look really cool zoomed out. Like probably my personal favorite is the cat dungeon in Legend 3, which is literally a cat face, and you're probably not going to pick up on that actually playing the game, but actually looking at a zoomed out map, then yeah, you can see exactly where the like the cat's nose and ears and everything are. Okay, so after Apollo. Yeah, FFA was a game I remember wanting to play a lot as a kid after reading about it in Nintendo Power, but I think the place where I rented games from never actually had a card of it. Their selection of Game Boy games was very, very limited. I do kind of wish they'd have picked different music for this dungeon after you got to hear a ton of this theme for Key's Body, but the Game Boy game, they can't have tons and tons of unique music. And that's to the shimmering effect too, which they weren't able to do in the first game when you're underwater. Kenji Ito did most of the soundtrack to this game. There's a few tracks from Uematsu's work on the first game that got reused in this game, like the the title screen theme, the victory theme for battles, and then the sad theme, Heartful Tears, got reused from the first game, but the rest of the original music is Kenji Ito, who also did Final Fantasy Adventure and Final Fantasy Legend 3. Oh yeah, Ito was a great follow-up, or his work was a great follow-up to Uematsu's soundtrack for the first game, bar none. Now we've got the checkerboard disco floors of doom. Don't really know how much I need to really be worried about, like, dying to ambushes, because I know you can get ambushed starting in this place. Hey, Artenzius, welcome in. Yeah, my personal favorite of these games is Legend 3, mostly because that's the only one I actually played as a kid, but I kind of get the sense that this one is a lot more people's favorite. Hey, Torlin Curtis, welcome in. Yeah, agreed, Arden. A lot of aspects of these games I think were pretty ahead of their time, even compared to console RPGs of the day too. Yeah, Kenji Ito, who did this game too, as well as the third one, and Final Fantasy Adventure, and I believe I don't know if he did Mystic Quest though. Yeah, Ryuji Sasai sounds right. Hey, 916 Kev, doing pretty good. Let's floor. So now we just get all the Magi. Rudra no Hiho is a game I really do need to play at some point. The translated ROM has been sitting on my flash cart forever. At some point I do want to eventually finish Brain Lord, which I last played over a year ago now, and then maybe think about doing eventually Rudra no Hiho afterwards. Oh, interesting. I mean, the Japanese name for the Talon is the Stethalos, so Ionis would be a pretty different name. That's correct, Ku. The three Final Fantasy Legend games were the first Saga games. They were renamed to Final Fantasy to help them sell better the speaking world. east. Oops. Maybe not that east, or apparently I'm not on the right floor. Okay, that's where I go east. Yeah, I've actually never played a Pokemon game, so a lot of comparisons to Game Boy Pokemon are lost on me, but I'll certainly take people's word for it that there's at least like some visual and sound similarities. No, I never played any of the Dragon Quest monster games. I just somehow managed to just totally lose track of the Dragon Quest series after Dragon Warrior 4. Like, I just somehow never found out that there were any more games released up until, like, the DS Dragon Quest started coming out. So yeah, same, Ianuki. Hey, Chuck Cuomo, thank you. I kind of figured that if I was born about maybe 5 years later, I might have been kind of just at the right age to get into Pokemon when it started to get popular here. Sell everything except XQ and Blitzwhip. I don't think I got the Blitzwhip. Headbutts with 1 T. They're all for boosting my robot's agility. The 3 and HP too. But okay, now we are out of here. Got our full access to the in-game soundtrack here, but we have to actually play the heroic tune in order to in the secret passage. Now, if it was me, I would maybe have the game over theme or something be the password if it was something I didn't want people to actually be able to guess. This is my first timed run of the game. Yeah, I did a playthrough using Cat Claw's speedrun guide last weekend, but this is my first time doing a full-timed run. Hey, RPG chick, thank you. Some Mage Eye storage. Hope you had yourself a good weekend. I murder a bunch of mobs with my lightsaber. Hey, Shuriken Blue, yep. It's nice and relaxing. That's how I like it. Oh, nice, Arden. What'd you think of it? It's kind of curious to hear people's reactions to playing retro RPGs like that. They don't have nostalgia for. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot in childhood, for sure. I didn't actually own a copy of it, but I rented it numerous times. I didn't really realize until adulthood, too, that Earthbound is kind of at its heart parody Dragon Quest. It's just kind of how the battle menu system is built. Which version of FF3? The only one that I've actually finished is the DS version. What? Getting ambushed? I'm glad that my robot didn't get hit there. For the most part, if you do actually die, it's not game over, but you do get extra cutscenes that add, I think, like about a minute and a half or so in total because of getting revived by Odin. Yeah, what I would really, really, really like to see is the PSP version of FF1 get a modern port, like on PC. That's the best looking and sounding version of the game, and it's gated behind playing on PSP with a physical disc currently. Hopefully you'll be finding out in this run actually what happens if you make it to Odin without ever dying. That blew up and didn't actually even kill the ninja. Yeah, I mean, I liked FF3 DS enough to finish it, although I thought FF4 DS was a much more polished and fun game as a whole. Estimated time is approximately 2.5 hours, I would say. A good time at this run is sub 140. I think getting around 230 would be pretty solid for a first run through. That sounds about right, Arton. World. Geyer always called it Ninja Ambush World. That's really all that there is in that world. Now time for Venus World. Hey, Lord Micah. take a while to actually be able to remember where to go on those conveyor belts. Middle is a lot faster here. Yeah, Tadaru, I would call those kind of the most polished 2D and 3D respective versions of FF4. Yeah, I've never played a Pokemon game, Mighty Mike, but I've heard that, so I'll definitely take people's word for it. Well, perhaps you've heard of the world's fastest airships, then. Only be found in FF4 Interlude. I love these monster groups we're starting to run into, too, where we have mushrooms, ghosts, and fairies that just team up and want to take us down. Yeah, I mean, you can't really fault the realism. I mean, you're not going to be able to fly around the entire world in like 20 seconds or so like you can in before. Ah, sorry, RPG chick. It's just, I think I size it. It's okay. Actually, is that where the key is? Actual key, I need to... Okay, it's this. I do not need meat from because I skipped the silver transformation in the world. What? Block my attack. Oh. The stream is about dashing hopes and dreams, apparently. Everybody had a decent weekend, by the way. Yeah, we don't, in this route, we actually don't get to progress the meat for a pretty long time. There's other routes that do a lot more evolution and as a result have more randomness, and I decided not to do that for at least the first couple runs through the game, just to have it have a kind of shallower learning curve. I didn't miss the second set of Magi though. It's 6 total I need to get in here. I did, okay. Well, plenty of time to save on this split next run then, by not missing the set of Magi. Right now, effectively, yes. I mean, running away is based on your party's summed up agility, and if you have an empty character slot, either because you just don't have a guest character at the time, or you have a character that's dead, then that slot is treated like it has 100 agility, and that makes running away effectively guaranteed. Okay, so this was the one I missed. Hey, Breadpan. So because I don't have a 5th party member right now, running away is free. So yeah, at least for speedrunning, it's a pretty nice change compared to the first game, where you either do full game RNG manipulation or you do a lot of save scumming in order to avoid bad stuff happening from random encounters. Hey, Random Hughes, evening sir, thank you. Figured it was finally time to complete the trilogy, and what better opportunity than 12-hour challenge, given that I learned the other 2 FFL games via 12-hour challenge. Robo Z. Yep. Let's do... Yeah, if you get ambushed, as long as somebody dies, then you're definitely getting away on the next turn, even with a 5th party member. One of the drawbacks to this route with the 2 humans is that there's really nothing you can do about ambushes. In the route that does more monster evolutions, you can learn I think it's called warning skill, that gets you out of ambushes. I guess we could probably blame Zool for all these random types of mobs teaming up against us. Yeah, I mean, at least for 12-hour challenge, I figured the 2 human route was the way to go because it's just easier, since a lot less monster evolution to try to stay on top of. If I like running this game enough, I might try out some other routes eventually. Yeah, that's the fun part, is that even if you pick like robot or monster for your starting character's race, none of the dialogue with your parents is any different. Yeah, like I imagine just the overall kind of strategy is the same as far as stacking agility, boosting gear onto a robot. Really, the differences are kind of smaller things just in the route to get to the end. And just how interested you are in rolling the dice, I know, is a factor too. Like the Esper route has the kind of the golden prize of getting teleport early to save time on backtracking at a couple points. 2 chests. These items I'm picking up here just to sell for cash. Shame the volcano lava isn't like the volcano lava in Final Fantasy 1 where it prevents encounters. I love that snake sprite too. It looks like it has eaten a chicken. Yeah, I mean it's definitely kind of an adventurous theme, but it's a little lower key than the equivalents in a lot of other JRPGs. Just kind of a neat touch, if you ask me. Okay, I want to start opening chests from the left, just because when I get the middle one, Leon steals it and then pushes me aside. So we're almost done with Venus's World. Coming up on the Venus fight, which talked about a couple times, I know is what walled a lot of people casually. If you've gotten this far without really kind of getting the battle system in the game and just how to do a lot of damage quickly, then you have a really rough time with Venus. We do want to go on the left side. Cameo by the Saga theme from Uematsu. Pieces of music reused from the first game. Yep, literal wedding crashers. My first real exposure to this game was H.C. Bailey's Let's Play of it, and I'm pretty sure that was the title for his video of this segment was Wedding Crashers. Okay, so split. Just hope that Venus doesn't spam fire. Okay, apparently one was enough. I thought the robot could usually survive a fire. Okay, that time he did, but if she does it again, then it's over. There we go. Buzz Flame. Not anymore. Actually not honestly that familiar with what equipping the Magi does to your like stats and resistances and stuff. Like I know the only Magi that we equip this route are that at least those kind are power, speed, and mana, I think. utility magi like Pegasus, which lets you teleport, and Aegis, which lets you put up a shield that blocks a lot of elements. I mean, the robot has the speed magi equipped in order to boost his damage. So, I mean, switching to a different magi for resistance, I don't think is really work, because it would just make the fight take longer. You'd have more chances to have her troll you via other means. Not a bad idea, though. I mean, if Tarima or anybody else that's more familiar with the game is around, and speak to if that's ever been looked into. It's a race. In my just playthrough of the speedrun guide last weekend, I got first try watcher made, of course, so now that there's actually a timer running, probably gonna be like 10 plus tries. The watcher meat drop is one of the biggest sources of RNG in the run. One of the purposes of picking the dragon that we do is to skip an encounter on that screen I just came off of. I actually remember where the Lamia is. Set up for when it becomes the Watcher to boost its beam damage. I need to like learn how to count the trees I'd go past or something. Or I guess that's a good landmark too. Okay, so it's just the fallen racers where the Lamia is. Taking my notes I'm gonna need to fix here as far as who actually has the agents. Around the corner is where the Watcher is. Go first try Watcher. Pay attention if there's two. If there's more than two Watchers, I need to try. Robot gets paralyzed. Four Watchers, which using the in-game soft reset if I'm not happy with the outcome. Alright, so this is the Watcher life as far as it's getting stuck here for multiple minutes. This is pretty kind of deep into the run too. Like I know if you want to have like any realistic chance of getting a like a world record level time, you need to get past this before the hour mark. Yeah, I'm resetting basically until I get the beat drop from this fight. Because my third character, the baby dragon, has been total dead weight for the past hour and 11 minutes. But with this meat drop here, once I finally get it, that is going to change in a very big hurry. My baby dragon will evolve into a watcher, which has a suite of nasty attacks at my beck and call. There we go. I don't remember if the glitch categories do any save and quit or have any or how much save and quit they do. Okay, so just peace out at this point. Not really aware of anybody that's done like glitchless runs of any of the FFL games, kind of intentionally designed to be no save and quit. I guess I should say that for the first game, there is a single segment run that does full RNG manipulation, which is only really possible to do if you don't do any soft resets. Yep, we won the race by default because everybody else died to monsters. Yeah, I've actually seen Baku Zero do a fully manipulated run of this. Well, a run with a lot of manip. Like, I know he got, he was able to use Stone Gaze on Ashura, manipulating meat drops in the early parts of the game, and then manipulating getting teleport from Dunatus, and manipulating not having to actually fight anything, and, in the final dungeon. Oh yes, it is time to go bananas. Yeah, the subplot in this world is about drug smuggling, but in the North American version, because rather than use this as an opportunity to teach kids to just say no to drugs, they censor all references to opium by converting it into references to bananas. Yeah, the run I watched specifically was a run he did for RTA in Japan online a couple years ago, so if that interests you at all, I know it's on the RTA in Japan YouTube channel. I want to say it was maybe like 20 minutes or so faster than his glitchless no manip record. I mean, he did do a lot of save and reset in order to avoid encounters in the last dungeon, if that's what you mean, though. But I mean, I think it was mostly via hard resets in order to know which seed he was on, and then advancing it past where he'd be getting into encounters. All right, so next up, shop. This was the big mistake I made last week, was I was forgetting to do this shopping trip here. Alright, so sell everything, buy the... Not gonna sell the X Cures though. really give you a lot of money, and you never know. Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember the exact specifics, but I know he was able to use resets in order to not actually fight any random encounters in the final dungeon. Okay, go straight to the harbor, to the insidious banana boat. Oh, it isn't actually here yet. Did I not talk to the guy? I guess I didn't advance the story enough. Oh, okay. I did advance the story enough. I just didn't go to the right dock. Okay, that's better. One particular bit of fun that was had during Gyre's run of this at RPG Limit Break 2017 was some IRL banana smuggling in the audience. This is where we start taping laser guns onto the robot. Ship is full of bananas. Oh no. Yeah. You can't not have some fun during Edo World in a marathon run of this. I certainly forbid it as organizer for Limit Break. Hopefully it'll work out to have the FFL2 race with you in Bend next year, though. Nothing like bananas were found in the ship of Eshigoyes. I think that was, I think that's Gyre's favorite line in the whole game. Do I have to talk to her? Yes, okay, I have to talk to Hana. I mean, my favorite little twist on this is the fact that bananas is always capitalized when they talk about them, too. Like, maybe there was an earlier version of the script that did actually have references to drugs in it, and they just did a Control-F, replace opium with bananas script, and it was good to go. So I guess I don't actually equip the laser guns until after this part. Well, this probably would have been at least in the era of like WordPerfect, which was the first word processor that my family had in our PC. Yes, I like Gyre's theory for this part too, that the robot is playing our theme and it plays it too loud and they find us. Okay then. Oh, no, not here. Castle now. Love how zoned out that sword looks. A lot of these monsters have pretty OP overworld sprites too, if you do a run that involves more monster evolution. So let's to do some re-equipping before this fight. Like, given that I only had one type of monster, I probably should have just taken it anyway. Give the human 2 weapons so that she can actually use the agents. Oh yeah, we have a tank now. It was stuffed in a boat, or stuffed in a box in the banana boat. Tank the nuts. Use the nuts. Weird thing about the tank is that it's defense as well as offense. Yeah, why there's Western knights and guarding a Japanese-themed castle. I mean, maybe they're just mercenary knights or something. I mean, I have a slightly easier time buying that than the intravenous terrorists in the body. Castle we go, and starting on floor 4 is where we can get an unrunnable fight, potentially. And can be kind of hard to recognize, too, just because it's a refight with the Gate Guardians, basically, and the composition of the fight is random, so it's not always going to be the same mobs. Be some combination of ninjas, knights, and woodmen. No, it is the first door. Okay, this must be it here. Alright. See. Boss theme, even though this is a joke fight. A joke! Really cool looking sprite. Yeah. Magnate's sinister plan to take us out with spiders. Or tornadoes, which is what we don't want to see. Yeah, you can fight those dolphin statues on the sides, just for... I think the only kind of real reason to do so is that they're high-level monsters, so they give you chances for powerful skills if you have a mutant. Hey, the limit break. Hey, we're here to stop the nefarious banana smuggling. The robot goes first and kills. As you can see, even if you kind of do know how to min-max some stats, like I'm doing with agility, these bosses are still pretty hard. Hey, it's Genbu from the first game. The game's super dungeon, which is pretty much completely optional. Just grab the Magi and leave. Yeah, this is a pretty linear game for the most part. it still loops around. More steps. That was pretty. All three of these games plus Final Fantasy Adventure, aka the first Mana game, were kind of like that too. They were pretty linear, didn't really have a whole lot of side quests. It's just because Game Boy and limited memory. Yeah, the fact that you fight Odin seems a little random to me. That he's not really kind of part of Apollo's plan to take over the world. Well, because I haven't actually died, I mean, I've lost some fights, but then just reset and reloaded rather than do the in-game retry system. The fact that we fight Odin's doesn't make much sense, because if you do die, you come here and then Odin gives promises to, or Odin offers to revive you if you promise to come and fight him someday, and then that day comes now. It does also have the side effect of taking away your retry system. Any menuing. So it's like new. I miss with Aegis, I don't really care. This will protect me from this can do. I don't actually. I've never done the nasty dungeons, so I don't actually know a whole lot about if there's any restrictions on Pegasus. But yeah, the trap is that if you tell the owner of the dungeon that it wasn't hard enough, she kicks you back into the middle of it. Did not get the Sleipnir meat, which costs a lot of money. A little exploit we can do here too after defeating Odin, where that once the story is advanced to that point, we can use the Pegasus Magi to teleport to the east side, which saves walking through a couple of rooms. Just try Odin's nice though. Not getting the Sleipnir meat. Sleipnir meat glitch, I believe, is only on the English version of the game too. I don't believe it. I do wonder which Norse mythological creature that the Odin Crow is supposed to be. Sleipnir, I know, is a horse or something from its mythology. Petrified. Hey, Faizu, thank you very much for the raid, good sir. Hey, Basama. Welcome into my 12-hour challenge for this year, which is completing the trilogy of the Final Fantasy Legend games. Did Legend 3 in 2016 and Legend 1 last year. Legend 2 this year to complete the trilogy. Ah, okay, that's cool then that the lore does line up with its mythology. Yeah, I was about to ask, dear, if I ask what you were streaming. Were you doing some Pokemon of questionable caliber, or was it more Mac Venture spiritual successor? Yes, this dungeon is called Final Dungeon, but it is not actually the final dungeon in the game. Yeah, how's the planning for BBG going? I'm definitely looking forward to a weekend of amusement in the not-too-distant future. Ah, excellent. People unaware is BBG's Big Bad Game-O-Thon, which is a marathon of Usoge and other video games of questionable caliber, but unquestionable entertainment value. A lot of people are in dire need of some good laughs right now, and I have no doubt that BBG will help with that. I don't actually remember what the dates are, I just know that it's relatively soon. Okay, it's this coming weekend, okay. Feel free to drop a link to the stream too, if anybody has it. Schedule. Okay, yeah, the Hararo page should have the channel for the marathon on the somewhere near the top too. To these screaming faces that this dungeon is wallpapered with. Beck has some interesting tastes. The orcs in this place are easy to remember. Just pretty much almost every place where you have a choice, you go west. It's actually going pretty well for first time run. I did a playthrough with the speedrun guide last weekend and then just tweaked my notes a bit. And other than some kind of hideous RNG at a few places, it's actually been going pretty well. I mean, my goal for this first run is sub 230, and I feel like I'm on pace for that. Haven't made any, like, particularly horrible mistakes, just a lot of bad map navigation and slow menus. Alright, so time to fight our buddy from both the last game and Final Fantasy 1, Cormac. Warmac, I love the fact that since this is Warmac Mark II, it has a 2 decal on the side next to its quote-unquote face. But sadly, Warmac's designers kind of forgot to give it resistance to being petrified. Yeah, I love that detail so much in the sprite work. So got a lot of drops in this run. Say screw something up. Most of the selling sprees here are really complicated though. I can see. Fill up on elixirs and tents. Really, that's concerning. But yeah, feel free to hit me up anytime. So more stuff. Despite how many times that A has died, the fact that she's still blinded, I think, is kind of impressive too, and that hasn't actually mattered at all, because I haven't seen her, like, miss or anything. Hey, Bover. It's going very well, actually. I feel like I'm definitely on pace to get sub 2.5 hours, which is this first run. So... I believe is the strongest agility-based weapon in the game. Yeah, having seen some bits and pieces of Essentia's run of it, certainly sounds more like just kind of oh hey, yeah, I remember playing Final Fantasy VI rather than meaningful gameplay. I just haven't really felt the itch to play FF6 for quite a while. Sure, I'll feel like playing it again at some point, but I'm not going to force it. For the first 5 turns of this fight, Apollo is immune to physical attacks. The laser guns count as magic. actually start doing some different stuff is when the music. The main thing we care about here is if Dad gets attacked. Set here. I guess I could have actually just ran on that turn, go through these animations, but you can get burned if you get bad damage rolls potentially. Although that might be more of a non-human route thing. Sure what I'm supposed to do here as far as advancing this conversation. It's pressing and it's not really fast. The pauses faster. So you do pound a little bit with that. Alright, well, one pretty major drawback to the last dungeon is the fact that you actually cannot run away from random encounters. Yes, because the Excalibur would not work on Apollo during the first 5 turns. That's, I think, the main reason for giving Dad Flare. Make sure to count or recognize when I run out of flares that I can use an elixir, as it's translated to Bill Isis's magic. I don't think this is quite like sub 2 hour pace, but this is on pace to destroy my sub 230 goal. Got like 15-20 minutes or so left, depending on how rough a time I have with the final boss. Demo load, by the way, amazing translation. I mean, I can kind of buy Demon getting abbreviated to demo, but doing load instead of lord is really special. Yeah, Tadaru. I didn't play either the first or second game as a kid, but especially the first game has grown on me a lot as an adult. Just love how charming it is. Try to make sure to get into the menu before I get another encounter here. Demon Lard. I could buy that. Pudding percent. Oh yeah, what game is it that has Brone instead of Bronze? Because that sounds familiar, but I'm blanking on which actual game that was. Lufia, okay. So I did in fact play Lufia in the Fortress. I do think it's a somewhat underrated game, although it certainly hasn't held up as well as Lufia 2. Okay, so now we got Tianlong. Menu. Let's go for it. That's right, I don't need to soft reset after Odin. Doing 4 Tianlongs. Now we get to evolve the Watcher into Madam Butterfly. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how what I mainly compare the first Lufia game to is earlier Dragon Quest games. As far as just being just kind of a very kind of a game that's a lot more about exploring dungeons and leveling up than about a kind of a story about like storytelling or boss fights. Yeah, those T-Rexes are one type of monster I need to actually pay a little more attention to as far as have health to survive. This is Flare Spell. Sleipnir is back for that. Lufia 1 did have a pretty neat plot twist too, but I do kind of feel like the first Lunar game, Silver Star Story, did a pretty similar plot twist a bit better. Yeah, I've never played Saga 2 DS or even watched like a complete playthrough of it, but I've heard the final boss is extremely mean. Yeah, there's just something about the sound effects in particular for Lufia 1 that just kind of makes my nostalgia goggles rip into overdrive. Like the fact that the enemies sound like cats purring when they die. Kind of the unique tone quality that a lot of the spell sound effects have. It's We're doing one friend. Yeah, that's the low point of the game for sure, is the bridge building side quest. Full party elixir. This is where we can meet Haniwa, who's the game's super boss. Although Haniwa is the only encounter that we can run from here. Now, the fact that the Arsenal fight has a background made it extremely hard to find a clean picture of the battle sprite too, which is why I'm using the field sprite for it in my live split. Be able to make a battle Arsenal sprite that had a transparent background. It's to Burning Blood, which is this theme. Yeah, Haniwa could drop the 7 sword, which is the best sword in the game, but it's a rare drop off of a rare encounter, so it's something you're realistically ever going to see. Second. Straightforward. Wow, nice little strip of no encounters there. Swappy. It's time for the final boss. Dang, this is gonna be. This was dangerously close to sub 2 hours. Just wanted to get sub 230. Ideally, we get 2 hits in before Arsenal goes, because every 1001 damage during this phase destroys a cannon, and that's its hit. Ah, this is horrible. Yes. Alright, good night, human. Phase 2. Is 3 misses in a row, nice. Alright, final phase. It's up to 639 unblockable damage. You keep Madam alive, so we're gonna eventually lose the robot on this turn. Alright, it's up to Madam Butterfly now. Alright, got him! 20204. That is pretty good for a first run. I think the record's around like 135 or so, and then sub 140 is a really good time. Did it. We did indeed. Right on. That is the last input. If the timing ends when you kill Arsenal rather than when you lose control after talking to Dad. But yeah, if I'd have gotten first try Watcher meat like I did in my practice run through last weekend, that probably would have been a sub 2 minutes on that fight. But I also had lots of fumbling around on map navigation and stuff too, so yeah. Call that a successful 12-hour challenge. Probably keep at this the next couple weekends to go for like a sub 150 or so. I don't think that should be too hard. Okay, so I guess maybe Apollo has more physical resistance than magic resistance or something. Maybe Dad's magic stat is just better than his strength or something. What's with this series and killing gods? Well, welcome to like almost every JRPG ever. Alright, so it's about 10:45 for me. What I want to do next, because I don't have enough time to do another run of this. Once I'm a little better at this, I can probably start doing 2 runs a stream. Do a run of the first game or something. First game's quite a bit shorter. EB at that, even without using the saw skill, which is the insta-kill move, is 1 hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, I think the lore in this game is that the gods you're fighting are new gods instead of old gods. Upstart whippersnapper gods.